Hi everyone, this is David Eddy, Module Leader for Professional Practice Portfolio, with just a short screencast just to introduce you to the module workbook and help you to get a feel for how the module is going to run on this occasion. Okay, so hopefully by now you've all been able to access your workbook and have got through to this kind of field here. So you'll see the layout and the headings very much mirror the kind of headings that you actually get when you go onto a module Blackboard site, and you'll go to the same places for the same information. So for example, on the introduction here, one of the things just to draw your attention to is that if you've not already undertaken the induction activity for PebblePad, if you click on the image here, it will take you through to the PebblePad induction where you can start and actually work through the induction. And I think that will be really helpful for you to do before you actually go through the module site itself. Okay, so everywhere you go within the module handbook, or within the module site rather, there are images, and if you click on the images there will be access to a range of resources. So for example, here there's the Access All Areas device testing site where you can go, and it allows you to have a look at the kind of files you're going to need to open and view, and you can test your computer, tablet or mobile device to see whether you're going to be able to access things, and if there are things that you can't access then there's guidance and advice to follow on there as well. So everywhere you go, wherever there's an image, there's usually supporting resources, or it provides you with a link to a forum or a site where you can enter into discussion and make postings, that kind of thing. Module information, much as you would find on Blackboard. You've got a module descriptor, and then here you've got a link to the module handbook. Staff details are there in terms of a little information about me and also how best to contact me. And then the learning materials, these are broken down into 3 sections. So the first section is all about reflection and reflective practice and so on. And what you'll see in here is there are learning materials that are embedded within. So wherever there's an image, you'll find an image, and then there'll be a presentation. And then in between there are also things for you to do, activities for you to complete. So for example, if I just switch to edit mode here and open this workbook in edit mode, here you'll see you can start and type in the sections here. So for example, if I just start typing in a random sentence here. Clearly this isn't very meaningful in the context of reflection, but a point I'm trying to illustrate here is wherever there are interactive parts, then you can just type into it. The other thing to draw your attention to is that you can also make links to supporting resources or evidence. So for example, if I wanted to link another asset that I have within my PebblePad account, if I click on asset link, it takes me to my asset store. And if for example the asset I wanted to link to was this one here, click on the asset, click on confirm, and it actually links that for me. Now at the moment I'm in edit mode, so I can't see that that's working, but if I went to view and previewed it, that link would actually be there. Similarly, if I highlight here, I can go bold, italic, change the colour and the font, etc. I can also link to a website. So for example, if this was a website I was wanting to link to here, I can just type it in and click the tick. Alternatively, I can copy and paste it in. The only thing to bear in mind about working in PebblePad is that you'll need to use the Control-C and Control-V for copy and paste. Okay, it doesn't work off the mouse. So if I check that, you can see there that that's actually been linked. And just to reassure you that that's the case, if I just go onto a view mode again, you'll be able to see where I've made an entry here, and if I click on sausages, it takes me to the asset that I was linking from my asset store, and here I link to a website, and that takes me directly to the website. So you can see that very quickly you can start and build up your evidence in relation to the work you do within the module site. Now this module site and the information that you post in here, this is all personal to you. Nobody will see this. The only thing that they will see is when you access the eTivities workbook, where that's actually shared with everybody and you provide peer review and peer support on everybody's postings. But the postings that you make in here are personal and nobody will see these. So here, for example, I've put you a reflective template in where you can have a go at Driscoll's model, what, so, what, now, what, and use that to see if that's useful for your reflective writing. Okay, so same principle. Wherever you see an image, it's a link to something that's going on. Okay, so section 2 is looking in more detail at portfolios. Learning Materials 3, section 3. Here we're having a look at CPD and some of the international approaches to CPD as well. So the content's all embedded in the module site for you. And what will happen is, as I add some bits of content as we're going through the module, these will automatically be embedded in your workbook, so you'll have them automatically, and obviously I'll notify you of changes that are made. But all of this is within your own personal Pebble Plus account, which means you can take this away and utilise, and you've got it to refer to after the module and indeed after the course finishes. So unlike the repository and the materials on Blackboard, which disappear when you lose your access, you'll continue to have access for this and evidence of your engagement with it. So here, as you would normally expect as well, there's an assessment brief. Formative tasks, the activities. Haven't put any details on here because you'll find you've got another workbook in your resources centre, which is an activities workbook, and that will specify in detail and also provide you with supporting resources about those. So I'll not go through that here. Summative assessment details are here, and information about how I propose to provide feedback. What you'll also find on this module site, and also on the activities workbook as well, is links to forums. So for example here, if you've got any queries about the assessment, you click on the forum image there, it takes you to the forum. So this is the queries and questions, and I can click on here and post a comment. Okay, so that's something that's very easy for you to be able to do in terms of linking in and out of the workbook, and that's part of the design, in that the idea is that it's one click out and one click back into the workbook, so you're not having to navigate your way all the way through Pebble Plus or Atlas, but you can actually stay within the workbook and just do the work from that as a base. Okay, so that's a brief introduction and an outline to how the workbook is going to function. Obviously if you've got any queries, you know where to go because we've just identified that down there for you. And I look forward to working with you on the module.